back to the Girly Girl Bookworm. So today I have my July book haul. It's actually very small. I think I did a really awesome job of not going crazy in July after kind of going crazy in May and June. Two of them I can't remember if I've shown before, and I tried looking it up, but then I figured it doesn't hurt to show them twice, right? So we're going to start with those two, and then we'll work our way through the others. So let's dive in. So the first book is How to Save a Life by Liz Fenton and Lisa Stank. Again, I keep telling myself I need to look up how to pronounce her, and I keep forgetting. Lake Union Press sent this to me, and I was so excited to get my hands on this one because I've loved The Good Widow, and I really enjoyed the two lives of Lila Bennett. So when I knew this book was coming out in July, I was really excited, and I could not wait to get my hands on it. So luckily they sent it to me, and I've already read it. This is about a man named Dom, and one day he proposes to his girlfriend and then kind of changes his mind, and it's now 10 years later after they've kind of both gone their own way, and they kind of come back into each other's lives, and they're gonna go on a date to see if they can re-spark their love for each other. And she dies at the end of the date, and he kind of makes this wish that he hopes he can do anything he can to save her life. And he wakes up the next morning, and it's the morning of the date again. So it's kind of a Groundhog's Day story of him trying to figure out what to do to save her life, because he obviously wants to see where their future is. So he keeps reliving this day, and trying new things and saying different things, trying to figure out how to fix this problem. So it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I'm not gonna go, it's not a review, it's just a haul, but definitely one to check out if you are interested. Then the other one that I can't remember if I talked about or not is Evie Drake Starts Over by Linda Holm. I couldn't remember if I showed this one or not because I checked my Amazon to see what I've ordered, and this one came in June 27th, so there's a good chance that I already mentioned it, but there's also a good chance that I didn't, so that's why I figured I'd talk about it again. This is a romance novel, or there's romance in it, but to me it still felt more contemporary-esque. So we're following Evie, and in the beginning of the book, we find out that her husband has died, and she's trying to kind of restart her life, again, and now it's been about a year since he's passed, and she has an apartment attached to her house, and her best friend, Andy, is like, hey, I have my friend, he is trying to get out of New York for a little bit, do you mind if he rents the apartment from you? She's like, okay, sure. So in walks, forgetting his name all of a sudden, Dean. And Dean was a Yankees baseball player, and he's got a case of the yips, which means that he suddenly just can't pitch anymore, and there's really no rhyme or reason why. So he's really trying to take this time to discover himself as well. And when he moves in, they kind of have two rules. One of the rules is they're not going to talk about her husband, and the other rule is that they're not going to talk about baseball. And it is kind of their romance, but it's also them trying to find themselves too. So there's a lot going on in this book. Again, not a review, but it was an enjoyable read. Many people love this more than I do, but there's that one. Then we've got our book of the month books, which this month I was super excited for the choices. I obviously chose 3 because who would I be if I didn't buy 3 book of the month books? Don't know. The one that I was the most excited for was What You Wish For by Catherine Center. This is her 3rd novel that I will be having consumed, because I know that there's a couple books that she's had prior to her book of the month books. But the book of the month ones, this is her 3rd one. I was supposed to read this through NetGalley, and I didn't get to it, but I'm really excited because now this is going to match my other editions. I don't know too much what this is about, but I know Kendra told me that it has something to do with teachers, and obviously as a teacher, I could relate. So I'm excited to see what this one is going to have in store. Hopefully I can read it soon. Then another one was another NetGalley read that I didn't get to. And I'm kind of kicking myself because at least this one, like, I would probably buy it no matter what just because I want it to match the collection. This one, like, if I didn't like it, I wouldn't have purchased it. But I purchased it anyways, even though I don't know. And that is Head Over Heels by Hannah Ornstein. This is about a girl, and I guess she was a gymnast, and she trained her entire life to be an Olympic gymnast, but then she ends her career on an injury, and then her best friend and teammate goes on to become an Olympic champion, and then marries their coach, which is a little weird. So now she's trying to go back to her roots. She's going back home, and she is going to go work in a gym with a guy, and it sounds like there's going to be some romance. So this one sounded really good. Again, I probably should have read my NetGalley before purchasing it, but I also just love this cover for some reason, and I needed to have it, so I got it. I have good hopes for it. Then my last one is Mexican Gothic by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. This is supposed to be like a historical fiction horror book, which is interesting. I wasn't sure what I'd think about this, but I did read the chapter preview first just to make sure that I'd like the writing style and that it would flow. And I liked the writing style, so I figured I would give it a chance. Get another Own Voices book on my shelf. And yeah, I don't know much more other than it's supposed to be horror, and I think it takes place in Mexico, so sounds like it'll be fun. She also had another book that I was interested potentially in a long time ago, and it's called Gods of Jade and Shadow, so if I like this one, I'm definitely going to look into that one and picking that one up. Then I was so lucky enough to win a Goodreads giveaway, which I didn't even realize that I won. If you have been following me for a long time, you know that I used to enter these Goodreads giveaways, and when I first started, I was winning out the wazoo, and then I just hit this lull of I didn't win anything, and the other day I got a package in the mail. It said Simon Schuster on it. I thought it was something else, and I got really excited, and I was still really excited once I opened it because it was such a great surprise to win a Goodreads giveaway. But yeah, they sent me The Black Kids by Christina Hammonds Reed. Again, like I said, I won this through Goodreads, so I was really excited, and it takes place in Los Angeles in 1992. Kind of around the time where the LAPD officers were acquitted after beating Rodney King. And she is a Black girl who is in a community filled with white people. And before, she was just one of them. And now that this is kind of turning to riots, how they're kind of looking at her differently. I'm really excited to see what this one is like. I think it's going to be a really important read. And something that, look at this taking place in 1992, but we can still relate to it now. I mean, I was 2 in 1992, so I don't know as much as I should know, so I'm excited to give this one a shot. Then we had the Hamilton craze. I had watched Hamilton a couple years back. I took my husband for his birthday when they came to Connecticut. So I had kind of seen it, kind of known that I liked it, but I really kept saying, I want to see it again, but I didn't want to pay everything to go see it again. But we were lucky enough to get on Disney Plus. So you better believe I've watched it like 3 or 4 times. We just constantly have the soundtrack on loop. So we are constantly into the Hamilton buzz right now. So I had to give into the Hamilton buzz, and I bought 2 books. There are definitely more than I want now, but these are the 2 that I let myself purchase. The first one is My Dear Hamilton, which is by Stephanie Dray and Laura Camoy. And they have kind of written a fictional version of Eliza's life. Eliza is Alexander Hamilton's wife. I loved her character in the musical, so I thought it would be fun to kind of get more information, especially because we don't know as much about Eliza as we should, especially because she burned a lot of his letters, or they got burned. We don't know if she burned them, but somebody burned them. So I thought that this would be really fun. It's over 600 pages. I did start it. I'm about 70 pages in, and so far I'm really enjoying it, but it's definitely a book that I need to be focused for, and let's just say July, I was not focused. So I will be finishing this hopefully in August, so I can tell you more about it. Then the other book that I picked up was Hamilton the Revolution, which is a nonfiction book with Lin-Manuel Miranda and Jeremy McCarter, and this is kind of taking the look at Hamilton as an idea before it became a full-on musical all the way to the first day on Broadway and kind of that journey. And you're getting to meet how various members of the cast got involved, all the musical influences, the behind the scenes with how the costuming got decided on and how the lighting kind of got decided on and the movement of the stage. It's a really fun book. There's lots of great illustrations. You've got lyrics that have footnotes next to them that are explaining why certain things happened in songs. It's a very, very beautiful and fun book. So we got that one, which I've already read in Devoured the second it got here. Then I had two, I guess you can say, pre-orders this month. I got Ritual by Candy Steiner because this is the 5th book in the Palm South University series. I've been waiting 2 years for this book, guys. Legacy came out in 2018, and I devoured it because I was supposed to read it for review, and I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for this book to come out, and it is finally here, and I'm so excited. And I'm about, I think what chapter did I just start? I'm 77 pages in. I'm not as far as I wanted to be with this one, especially because I was so excited to get it, but my reading frame of mind has not been here, so this will definitely be an August read for me because I'm obviously still currently reading it, but once my brain is finally ready, I'm gonna devour it. And then the last book that I have is The End of Her by Sherry LaPena. I love her books. I've read all of them except this one. This one just came out in July, and we are following Stephanie and Patrick, which is awful because my husband's name is Patrick. I don't know about you, but sometimes I take books and I make them into my real life problems because I get worried. We're just not gonna go there. Long story short. But they are recently married. They recently had twins, and somebody comes back into their life, like an ex-girlfriend or something like that, and they tell Stephanie, hey, by the way, Patrick's ex-wife was murdered and didn't just die or something like that. So then she starts questioning everything in their relationship, and it just sounds like a good time. I think I might just rename Patrick something else. So those are all the books that I got in July. Like I said, I did really well with not buying a whole ton, and I've already read a majority of them, so that makes me feel better. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys really, really soon. Bye, everybody.